Hey everybody, we are live. Welcome to the 300th episode of The Grid. Wow, and to celebrate this milestone, we have two of the coolest guys ever. To my left, Mr. Trey Ratcliff.
Hey everybody.
The coolest guy and the single most followed photographer on social media in the world. Very glad to have you here. You know we're big fans.
Thank you.
And also with us, Rick Sammon, who, may I say a few things about Rick?
Pickle Rick.
Number one, has never been in a federal penitentiary.
Oh, gosh.
Number two, is a Canon Explorer of Light. Number three, coined the term magic wand. Hi, Rick.
Hey, man. Good
How
to
you
see
doing, buddy?
you. Great to see Trey again, man.
Right?
Good to see you, Rick.
Yeah.
So
Always inspiring.
Yeah.
Today, we did a members-only webcast on travel photography. And I have to say, now, it was these guys. It wasn't me. So I'm not bragging on me. I really was the host. I didn't do jack. These guys were amazing. It was so much fun. You guys shared so many wonderful images, so many great things. And I've asked them to share a few images with you guys here today, too, because, Trey, you just got back from Burning Man.
Yes, literally.
9 days you were there?
9 days, and it was amazing. It's my 8th time to go in a
Wow.
row. It's a very inspirational place for me. Man, it was so much fun.
Well, we're going to ask you to share some images in just a second. And, Rick, that is not Burning Man.
No, that's not Burning Man. We're going to show that a little later. But I'm here doing some more classes. Actually, 2 more classes. I have 14, so number 15 and 16
Oh, my gosh.
here.
16 classes.
Yeah.
Trey's here doing some classes.
Yeah.
Juan's here helping make it all happen. Juan is the glue that holds it all together. And for those of you who watched the Grid last week, go back away. If you missed last week's episode, Juan made a guest appearance. He did.
Whoa.
It was awesome. He thought it was the 300th episode. That's why he did it. All right. We have lots of cool things because it is the 300th episode. We have giveaways today. We have an earth-shattering giveaway. But first, let's go with some of the cool stuff we have here. I'm going to save that.
Okay.
All right. I have something new today. Ready? Never given this away before. Here we go. These are button bumps, right? This is the button. So what it is it's these little stickers that you put on your button so you can feel where things are. They're little gel bumps.
Okay.
Come on, can we have a little more enthusiasm?
Wait, the posse.
Great.
Let's
Hey,
see. What does the posse
handy.
think of this?
What's the posse
What's the
thing?
posse
Yeah.
think of these? Okay, there you go.
Thank you. There we go. So that totally unsolicited response from our audience.
Awesome.
So these are bubble bumps, and there's 3 different ones. They're like black ones and white ones and all to fit on your, and you can see, if you won't be able to get close enough to see the stunning artwork on here. Let's see. Juan's pretty magic. Let's see if we can get in there really tight so you can see how they were applied. See the little camera? It says, see all these bumps? Just stick them on your camera. And then you can always
cool.
find your stuff without having to look on the back of the camera.
I used to use these on my Nikon, actually, a long time
Did
ago.
you? How'd you like it?
When I got new cameras, I haven't done more of that. I liked it. It was kind of fun.
Well, we're giving one away today right here. That's not all. We've got other amazing giveaways. Of course, we are giving away the Platypod Ultra.
Wow.
The greatest camera support ever. Now, I'm going to tell you something that's a little embarrassing. Trey did not know today, earlier in the webcast, what a platypod was.
I thought you meant you were going to give me a platypus.
Yeah, that's
It's
what I
close.
thought
That
he
didn't
was.
make any
Because you're
sense.
from New Zealand, right?
Right, you're from
Yeah.
New Zealand. So he did not know, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Because now he has his own platypod.
Wow.
So,
I'm psyched.
and I told him, I said, you are not going to believe how much you love this. It is perfect for a travel photographer like yourself, and a nomad, and a roaming guy, and all that kind of stuff. And roaming, R-O-A-M-I-N-G, not a guy from Rome. Anyway, so we're giving away that. We're giving away a gift card from Lens Pro to Go. How much do we love Lens Pro to Go, Rick?
Love him.
Love, love, love. Do you ever use Lens Pro to Go?
No.
Do you know why?
Posse?
Because you have every lens in the world. But if you didn't have every lens in the world, like Trey, you would love this trick. All right.
No, I wonder how the posse likes that.
Posse? They love Lens Pro to Go. All right. And if you win the Platypod Ultra, I mentioned, you also get the multi-accessory pack, which I wouldn't get a Platypod without it. This is so great. Really, really good. All right. Rick Sammon has made a very special discovery. Rick is going to give away one of his books called Evolution of an Image.
Yep.
We have that for some lucky winner.
Yep.
All right. And
I have a little something for you. You know, you've invited me down here. I think I've been here. It's just a little something. Last time I was here, I gave you the guitar shirt, and you play guitar, I play guitar. So someday I really would love to jam with you. So this is just a little something to remind you that I would love to play a little guitar with you someday.
Let's see what it is. Oh, it is.
It's a little
guitar. Look at that. Oh, it's a little guitar. Well, thank you, Rick. I got to tell you, I love the little case it comes in.
Well, yeah, it's a collector's item.
Rick, I have something for you.
What?
And I went through no expense to get this for you. It is, I'm going to give you not one, but two.
Two?
Grid guitar picks.
Whoa.
All right, there they are.
Can I use them at the same time? I could sound like, what's the guitar player in Dire Straits?
Mark Knopfler.
Yeah, right?
All right.
I could sound good.
But we have a special super mega giveaway. Juan doesn't even know about this, but Juan, get ready with the second camera.
We're giving away Juan.
No.
He would be the last to know.
Oh, hell no. Juan is ours. We are not giving away Juan. We love Juan. Here, all right. I have to go get it. It's on the set over here. And this is a blowout super mega gift. Ready? Now, I got to make sure that I am... The mic's attached to the chair.
Maybe someone can get it.
Wait, but the chair, if I roll with the chair, I'm okay? All right.
Okay. This is a first, right?
Good stuff.
Roland and Roman. We got the Roman photographer.
Yeah.
We got the rolling photographer.
Seriously, all right. Hold on. Don't look. Ooh. It's here. Now I got to roll back. It's not easy. Help, pull me forward. Here we go. Okay, that's going to be on YouTube. Okay, here we go. Are you ready? Ready for my big gift? Here we go. This is cool. I'm giving away my own personal Black Star guitar amp. Oh yeah, I'm giving away my Black Star amp. This is the one that's been on my desk for the last year. I actually got a new amp. It kind of looks the same, but it's a tube amp. Yeah. This is a solid state, but it has very, very cool things. Take a look at the top. It has built-in effects. It has like a clean tone, a super clean tone, a warm clean tone, a crunch, metal, heavy metal, ludicrous metal, and it has all kinds of, there we go, we're getting in tight, there we go.
Look, it goes to 11. You can see right there.
It goes to 11.
It does, it goes to 11. This is a British amp, right? So this amp is British, and there's a little control that makes it sound more American or more British, so you can make it go right. Anyway, we're giving this bad boy away today, my Black Star Core 10 amp. It is a great, or the ID Core amp is what it's called. Great amp. Not heavy at all, no.
That is cool.
I even have the power cord so it turns on and everything. Now,
so you don't have to roll back.
I would say this. It will help if you live in the United States because the only power adapter I have for it is the US adapter. If you're in the UK and you win, you're going to go, what? What? Dalton, who actually came up with this picks, by the way, Dalton asks, will it be signed? Here's what I'll do. I'll sign it on the bottom. You know, like I'll just turn it upside down. I have a silver signy pen. I'll sign it on the bottom so no one will see it. It doesn't take doesn't take the cost down. Anyway, then we're giving that away to some lucky winner. Just like the Lens Pro to Go, I would be in the US so you can actually turn it on. Okay. We got some highs from all over the place. Yeah. Robert's here from Norway, and he says, wow, the best 3 photo people I know. Well, you're very kind, Robert. Thank you. Nice. He says, this is going to be a great night. And it was weird. He's not from Scotland, but it's great. Gilbert says, good afternoon, guys, all the way from the burning heat of Arizona. All right, Dalton's here. He says, hi, Scott, Rick, and Trey. Happy birthday to the grid. Here's to another 300. Thank you, Deb. Alec is here from Aberdeen. Monica's here. And Chris is here from, Monica's here from Toronto. Chris is here from Copenhagen. What? Jennifer's watching from Austria. Gina's here from Battleground, Washington. Greg's here from Alaska on vacation. Very nice. Daramood is here from Ireland. Yeah, I love Ireland. And Marcus is here from Braunschweig, Germany. Trey, your Berlin photo walk was amazing.
Donkey.
Yeah. All right. Stephen Barnes said, I just made it. Did I miss anything?
Nope.
Stephen from Belfast. Stephen, you missed the big reveal. Met says, the 300th episode is on my birthday. It's a great day. Well, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, and thanks for sharing it with us. Dan says, another Wednesday, another afternoon with the Grid Gang. Hello from Fargo, North Dakota. And Matt, the Wombat Charnisky, says, I've been watching the Grid for 4 or 5 years, and I always enter the drawing 2 weeks ago, I won a Platypod Ultra, and I love it. Go buy it immediately. I tell people, Trey, you don't know now, but we're going to be like watching you on some feed live, and you're going to be going, let me tell you how great this Platypod.
I excite.
I'm telling you. All right, we're going to stop for a second to look at some images because you got to see some of the stuff that we got a preview of this earlier on the webcast. But Trey, if you can show us some of your images from Burning Man, tell us a little bit about it, if you could.
Sure, I'll do some rapid fire. I've only had a chance to edit a few photos, but here's a few I can share.
How many did you take? 20, like 1,000, 100?
I took 18,000 photos. Yeah. Now, out of that, I hope to get like 50 that I really like, and so far I've come across 3 or 4 that I like. Yeah.
I got a feeling you're going to uncover more.
It was great.
Trey, we saw some shots that you took from the recent one that looked really, really good.
Yeah, I'll take you through a few of them here if you like. This is the Temple Burn. And this is a beautiful tree they built out in the middle of the desert. You'll see another picture of it soon. It's this green tree. It lights up at night, really beautiful. And so, most photographers go up to where the temple is burning and get a really cool fire shot. But I always try to find some kind of iconic shape and I get behind that. They do have a dialogue together. Trees burn and the tree is here.
No, I love the way you composed this. I love, when you have such a well-formed thing to make a silhouette out of. It works so well, and you did that. You pulled that off beautifully.
Hey, look, not all my ideas work. Believe me, that one did. So I've been going for the last 8 years, like I said. It's actually a very loving place. Everyone gives each other hugs and stuff like that, which I like. But the exception is the Thunderdome, where they have fights every night. And it's run by the Death Guild, and they play like Welcome to the Jungle, and it's chaos in here.
Really?
It's great.
Have you ever done one of the fights? You ever like?
No, I'm a photographer, not a fighter. This is a shot with my new Hasselblad, which I've been enjoying. I was kind of scared to get it out in some of the sandstorms, but I think this is taken with the 90mm lens, and I love the effect of this lens. Everyone is in costume all week there. It's 70,000 people.
That's somebody in there?
Yeah, there's someone in there.
Oh,
and
this guy, cool.
This guy was so full on, like he was grunting, and he came over and he asked for some water in kind of this weird mechanical voice. And he's so all in. He has this kind of like little proboscis sticking in. It went into my water bottle. He started sucking water out of my water bottle.
Wait a minute. He has a proboscis?
Yeah, is that what
Dude,
you call it?
I've lived a long time and never heard the word proboscis. Yeah. Number one, sounds naughty.
Well, that's because you don't like bugs. Butterflies have,
Oh, they have a proboscis?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Monkeys is a
Seriously, that's a real word.
Yeah.
I thought
Yeah,
you're not making it up.
No, not making it up.
Sounds naughty.
Yeah.
You know what else sounds naughty? Was it stamen? That's like a flower part, or is it?
That is.
That's naughty, though, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Could be.
This is about 4 years ago. I went with my wife and son and some friends and their son, and he was just a little skinny kid. So we dressed him up like an alien to go freak out everyone that was on acid. It's great. It's great. It's our little gift to the playa.
You just happen to have an alien suit in the car?
Oh, my friend made one. He's good at making costumes.
That's really good.
Yeah, kind of fun. This is the temple at sunrise one morning. All these beautiful art cars roll around the desert. This is taken at, there's this thing called the Billion Bunny March, where there's about 5,000 people that dress up like bunnies, and they march across the desert to protest humanity together.
Oh.
Great place for photos. This is a beautiful dock that made a repeat appearance. Just there's so many wonderful things to.
If you say the word dock on the grid, we owe a licensing fee to Doc Chevalier.
Oh, yeah,
right.
There's $5.
With 80 guitars on
Write
as
that
well.
down.
Yeah.
Right, that's how we got 80 guitars, by the way.
Here's another shot of that tree, and this is a naval ship that rolls across the desert. It's called the Monaco, and it actually unfurls 3 or 4 sails, and it's driven by the wind. It can go up to 80 or 90 miles an hour across the desert. Yeah, it's they are an intense camp. They really know what they're doing. One of my favorite pieces called Embrace, and these are the 2 people that created it right there, embracing in front of it.
That's a really cool shot right there.
Yeah. So much times, I think as photographers, you try to get the whole thing in there, but sometimes just part of the thing. And counterintuitively, you want to remove information to make a photo more interesting.
Hey, I'm going to go buy your Lightroom presets while we're waiting here.
Oh, hey,
so
thanks.
Stuck in Customs. No. You worked hard for them. I'm going to buy them. Stuck in Customs. I just want to make sure I buy the right set. So Trey made these. He was talking about these earlier. He made these Lightroom presets. Go to the store.
Shop now.
Shop now. To
yeah, just click on this shop now at the very top. It'll take you to the store.
Oh, here.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, this is our new store.
I love this shot. We saw this shot earlier.
Yeah,
I absolutely love this. I love the post-processing on it. I love just her expression and the motion, and I love the way you compose this. I mean, that's a beautifully, beautifully done shot.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it reminds me of just like it's a great place to just run and be free and like a kid. You know, so often as grown-ups, we get a little too serious and aren't childlike enough, especially as photographers. We'll talk more about that soon. Inspiration and how to stay fresh. And I think
that's our topic today, by the way, is how to stay inspired and how to stay motivated in photography. Which pack do I buy?
Well, you should get all of them, Scott.
Well, which one am I going to buy, though, Trey?
You should get.
You said you had something that you were inspired by Burning Man.
Yeah, get the Volume 3 pack.
Right here?
Yeah, Volume 3.
That's a lot
of course, that's the most expensive one. Oh, no, there's the bundle. There's the bundle.
It's a bargain.
It's worth it. It's worth it.
Twice the price.
Add to cart. All right.
Love it. Tons of presets. Good times.
It's cool.
Thank you, Scott. That was nice.
Dude, is it 1,000? No. I thought you said it's 1,000 presets. I said, I'm never going to get. Okay, these are the best from your personal collection of 1,000.
Yeah. There's 100 best.
All right. Add to cart.
Winner, chicken dinner.
All right. Oh, I bought 2 of them. Let's go down to 1.
Well, I could get one. You give me one.
Oh, I'm not giving you one. Go buy your own.
I might give
Dude,
one to Rick.
Like this guy's like an Canna Explorer Light. This guy's going in like a tour bus around Europe, and Rick's telling all these stories. I'm like, where do these guys get all this money? It's like, you go buy your own presets. You're like, oh, I'm on this luxury trip, and I'm on a yacht, and I'm doing all this. I'm like, dude, go buy the presets. You got to pay for his bus. How do you think he gets that bus? I'm sorry. Back to our story.
Yeah.
Can we see some more pictures real quick?
Oh, sure. More random pictures. You know, we just did this travel-y show, and this is in Morocco. And so often when you try to get travel photos, you try to go for something very iconic. But I think once you're a photographer, you just see things that other people don't see. And so in a lot of ways, this is a very mundane photo. In a lot of ways, it's very interesting. It's one of my favorite new photos. Again, this is something that can be very mundane. I don't think it's a great photo or anything, but these are these blue streets in San Juan. Actually, this is a really cool place in Tokyo called...
That's a cool shot.
The Golden Guy. There are probably 100 bars all packed in here, and each one only holds about 7 people. And they're really quaint little things. This is taken about midnight. This is Papua New Guinea. I love people photos. This is something that I've been working on more and more.
I love that.
I find that I used to just do landscape photos without people, and I still do that. But I find that just having a person in there. This was in St. Petersburg, Russia. If I went to the first time, I love Russia. And we're in this little hipster coffee shop. It was almost so hipster, they didn't let hipsters in there. And this girl was sitting there, and the light was amazing. And I said, can I take your photo? She goes, oh, no, I'm too fat. You can't take my photo. I said, I don't think you're fat. She goes, oh, okay, you can take my photo. She was really sweet.
So we know the line. I don't think you're fat. It's really the line.
That's good. That's good.
Always
it's a good
works.
pickup line.
It always works. Yeah, I love people photos.
Go back. Dude, that's a great shot.
Isn't that fun? That's one of my presets.
I like that. Did I just buy that preset?
You did. Okay, here, I'll end with this one. Last person shot. This is a commissioned piece I did for a patron. This is Ernslaw Burn, where I live in New Zealand. And this is taken about 150 different photos. And my son, who's 16 years old, is actually standing under this waterfall here. Let me zoom in and show you.
There he is.
Yeah. So just as a sense of scale. And it's a fun little thing. I almost took him out, but I think having just a little someone in your landscape just gives it some scale.
Oh, yeah, no, that's awesome. That's a beautiful shot.
Yeah, I think no matter how small a person is in a picture, it adds a sense of scale. It adds something.
Yeah, I learned a lot of that from the Godfather here, Rick. He's so good at shooting people. And he's great at posing people, which I'm terrible at. I just kind of have to wait for it to happen.
Wow. Hey, we're going to look at some of Rick's shots in just a moment. Our topic today is something. No, it's how to stay motivated and engaged and
get inspired.
And get inspired in photography. I can tell you, just looking at these images, I'm already inspired. We went through this webcast today, and each one of these guys keeps pulling up shots on a photo. I love that. And you're going to see that in just a moment. So stick around. We'll be right back. We're here live on the grid with Trey and Rick. Don't go away. Hey, we got Grid coffee cups.
Hi, I'm Steve Hansen, photographer and director. My transition from chef to photographer started when I was a private chef. I Googled photography training and up came KelbyOne. Learned about how to use a strobe, how to run your business. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. That first step for me was KelbyOne.
Hey folks, Christy from Shark Pixel here, and I'm thrilled to be bringing you a brand new class all on retouching wedding images. You're going to learn things like how to remove that terrible strapless dress issue that so many brides have. We're going to be removing specific elements from images. I'm going to teach you how to remove hard elements from an image and easier elements from an image. And then at the end, we're going to take care of those terrible tan lines and sunburns. So check out my new class only on KelbyOne.com.
This segment of The Grid is brought to you by Platypod, the world's most compact tripod base.
Well, my day just took a turn for the worse. I'm trying to check out on his cart, and there's a little thing that says discount code. And I go, hey, Trey, can you give me a discount code? He goes, I can't remember it.
Into every life, a little rain must fall.
Right.
Come on, man. Anyway, we'll finish checking out next break. Hey, I do have really quickly before we move on to buying Trey's presets. I got an update on the Worldwide Photo Walk. Just so you know, guys, if you haven't signed up, it is coming up on October 7th, which is a Saturday all over the world. So far, we have 775 published walks around the world. Wow. We have 57 walks that are in draft mode. So the leaders have been approved. They've actually set their thing up, but they just haven't hit available. We have 1,103 leaders approved around the world. So we'll wind up just over 1,000 walks again this year. We have 92 leaders on the wait list. So what the wait list means is that your city is waiting for one. We don't just like add 5 walks in Tulsa, Oklahoma. We add a walk in Tulsa. When it fills up, we add another walk. So we have leaders that are waiting for other walks to fill. If you're watching from Iran today, I got your email. All of you, I got 35 emails from Iran saying, please approve this one. Seriously, wow. It was 35 emails, one after another, from photographers in Iran. I believe, Jen, our winner was from Iran last year? One of our categories, our winner was from Iran for sure. So one of our categories, we did have a winner from, might have been leader winner, but we did have a winner from Iran last year. They got some great photographers, and all of them wrote me today. So we approved the leader that you were, they're all asking for the same leader. Cool. They're showing great respect for their leader. I mean, they're beautiful. Each person wrote a reason why this guy should lead a walk. So we approved his walk. He's good to go. So no need to send me any more. They're coming in every few minutes now. But I love, you have to love the passion. They want to walk so badly, right? So that's awesome. So thank you guys for that. But no need to send any more. We're good. We're good. All right. So what were we doing? Oh, we're buying Trey stuff. Yep. Anyway, we have 8,700 walkers, and we're on our way to our goal, of course, of 25,000. And if you haven't joined a walk yet, just go to worldwidephotowalk.com, type in, see their Find a Walk button. Just click right there and find a walk near you and sign right on up. I am leading a walk in Lisbon, and so feel free to, my walk's already, we only allow 50 people per walk, and so mine is full. But feel free to go to Lisbon and watch us walk by as a group. So feel free to do that. Just kidding. And let's see, what else we got? That's all I got. We have some great giveaways. And for those of you who missed, we're also, what wasn't represented today was, ready? Moose Peterson's brand new book. Moose's book just came out. We're giving one away today. It's called Takeoff. It was just released. It is already sold out on Amazon. It is the #1 new photography book release on all of Amazon. It was there for a day.
That's amazing.
They sold so many copies. They're complete out. Now you have to wait a few days to get your copy. And you know, Amazon, they order a lot of books. So congratulations to Moose for having such a great launch. But they will have some back in just a few days. So go to Amazon, order it now. You'll get it pretty quickly. Not as quickly as you would have yesterday, but you get them. All right. So our topic today is how to get motivated and inspired. And we have two very motivating people. We're going to start off with Mr. Sammon, who's just sharing some beautiful images. Can you show that picture you just had up on screen?
The rock hoppers, you want to go back to that?
Yeah, just so we can just show some pictures. I just want to see.
Okay. Well, actually, I picked this because Trey was in the desert, right? Where it's hot, right?
Are you on? There we go.
Yeah,
okay, I wanna make
it was
sure.
hot. So I figured I'd do something the opposite, cold, right? So I was down, and this was taken on in the Falkland Islands. We went on an Abercrombie and Kent trip with Falkland Islands, South Georgia, and Antarctica. But actually, in Antarctica, if you go on YouTube, type in Rick Sammon in a T-shirt in Antarctica. It was so warm on New Year's Eve, I was wearing a T-shirt, not as cool as the one Trey has on. But anyway, it was so warm. Anyway, these are rock hoppers, and the reason they're called rock hoppers is because
They play guitar.
they hop on the
They hop
on the rocks.
on rocks. Okay.
So these are cute guys. So, I think I go places to get inspired by the scenery. They have incredible.
That's nice. Go back to. I love your low perspective there.
Well, actually, what I was doing in the class Travel Photography Essentials that I was filming this morning or recording this morning, I talk about if you could only take one picture, what would that one picture be? So we get to the scene. This is the picture I envisioned. Here, same penguins, boring as heck because you're shooting down. Here, I'm getting lower. The heads are isolated a little more in the background, but they're kind of lost. So the tip here is lie in the penguin poop. Right, Trey? You've been there.
Oh, who hasn't been there?
Lie in the penguin poop. Tweet of the day. Rick Sammon, lie in the penguin poop.
They have projectile poop too, so
they do.
Yeah.
But the key is really to separate the subjects and think if you could only take one picture, what would that one picture be? But to be in a place like this in South Georgia, where you have tens of thousands of these king penguins. Just an amazing, amazing experience. So if you want to get inspired by wildlife, this is really an incredible place to go.
Cool.
You know Art Wolf, right? Art Wolf.
Sure.
He has a great tip. I have a lot of. I learned a lot from him. I learned a lot from Trey, you, a lot of the other KelbyOne instructors. He says if you see animals, if one's doing something different, take the picture. So I like this picture because one of the animals is doing something a little bit
I'm tweeting here.
different.
What was your response to Rick's lie in the penguin poop?
I said, hey, we've all been there.
We've all been there.
All right.
Some are there right now.
So I just put out, there we go, the tweet of the day. I'm getting ready to hit go on it. From Rick Sammon, lie in the penguin poop. To which Trey responded, I spelled responded right. Hey, we've all been there.
Yeah.
Words
And
to live
enjoyed
by.
every minute of it.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
You got to get
it.
My friend Tom used to be a dishwasher. He's a really good dishwasher, and it's a great rule. You got to be ready to get your hands dirty, right? And or lay in poop.
Or lay in
next
poop.
level.
Or lay in poop.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm going to say his name so wrong. Wonderful guy whose name begins with T from probably not Cleveland.
Oh, that's hard.
Bjorn. I'm going to say it's Bjorn. Says amazing shots from Birmingham. Larry Becker was here earlier. Says sorry I missed you guys when I was here. And then right below him, very cool guy says, "What it do, crew?" And he says, "What about doing an Alabama photo walk? We've got nice trees." His name, Jordan Kelby, my son, watching today. Hi, buddy.
Hey, Jordan.
How you doing, pal? Roll Tide. Okay, Brad from Colorado says, "Is that Trey, Apple is dead to me, Ratcliff using a MacBook on the grid?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I was going to
Trey,
say
there's a story here.
Yeah.
I'm between worlds right now because, I'm actually here to record the Aurora HDR 2018 thing, and it's working on this one right now and on the PC, but I didn't get the PC built till just yesterday.
Well, it's interesting that you have a brand new with the thing here. It's brand for a guy that doesn't like Apple products. And
Well, my
did
wife
Apple loan you this for the weekend?
No, my wife lost hers in Japan, and so she always gets my hand-me-down, so it gave me a chance to buy another one. But I must say, this is a much better computer than the one they released 6 months ago or whatever. It's much faster, so they're up in their game.
All right.
That's cool.
Right, so that's a. It's not a rousing endorsement. It's like it's better.
I might change that article to Apple is undead to me.
There you go.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, the other Jen said, I love Trey's post-processing. You know, it's interesting, Trey. So I've been following you for many years, and I've really seen a transformation in your post-processing. I mean, I've seen like your style change and I think that happens to a lot of us over the years. Like, our styles change, and I love where your post-processing is at. And not that I didn't like it before, but as we all grow, we change, and you know, stuff. And I love where you're. I'm buying your presets for God's sakes. I mean, I must like it.
I'm smiling because Susan, my wife, says the same thing. She loves your processing.
Oh, that's very sweet.
We love your
Thank you very much.
processing.
Me too.
And you know what?
Well-
we love the computer you're processing them on, Trey.
right.
May I call you Trey?
Sure.
Thank you. All right. Hey, Matt the Wombat Charnisky says the art scene in Iran is amazing. Yeah, I know. I have a buddy from Iran, and he, you know, I wish we could go. He sent me a book on landscape photography and stuff in Iran.
I would love to go to Iran.
I would love to go to Iran. I mean, I would love, 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 love. And you know what? Everyone that I've ever met, every Iranian I've ever met in person, and either whether they lived here or still live in Iran or whatever, have been just the nicest, warmest, you know.
Yeah,
now,
aren't they,
I will
though?
say this. I've been all over the world. I've met people everywhere. You travel all over the world. You travel. Photographers, as a whole, I hate to say it because it sounds like awesome people.
Yeah.
Like creative people, wherever you go in the world, they're just so nice. And so, like, I always think about my photo walk. I see this, there's a guy that did a selfie in Egypt, in Cairo, of their photo walk. And he's holding up his thing and he's smiling. You just want to be there so badly. They look like just the most fun people. They're just like, you know, everywhere I go around the world, when you meet photographers, just people are people wherever you go. Governments are a mess, but people, everywhere I've ever been, I've met really, really great people. I can't think of any country I've ever been to or any group of people where I go, those people are jerks. Everywhere I've been, I'm like, you know, when you get to meet people, and you do this, you travel all over.
I really believe that it's up to artists and creatives to save the world, right? Because we tend to be more conscious and more present and bring joy to people. And this is why we're all here on Earth. And so I know this is why Rick likes to inspire creatives. It's like, why I want to do it because it's like almost like a flowering of human consciousness all over the planet. And so it's up to us to keep spreading the good word.
There you go.
Well, there's an expression, we are a part of everyone we meet. And this is true. So if people meet you, they become a part of you. So if you're projecting enthusiasm and love and peace and all this stuff, I think this really is important, what Trey just said. But if I could, I'd like to go back to something else you said very early on. And you said that photographers see the world differently. And I think this is really important. You're a musician, right?
Yep.
So if you're driving around in the car with Calibra and you're talking about taking Rick to sushi, which was great sushi last night, right?
That was delicious sushi.
It was really good. You may be just hearing the music. But if you're by yourself and you're listening to, you know, your favorite guitar player, you know, you're really listening to all the different nuances. So there's a big difference between hearing and listening. And I think in photography, there's a big difference between looking and seeing. And that's what's great about being a photographer. You're really looking for the picture where someone out there, oh, they're driving around, okay, yeah, I'm at Burning Man, this and that. You know, they're not really a photographer. They're not going to get these amazing shots that people are responding to. So I think everyone, again, should be really happy that watching this, that they're photographers.
Yeah. Being a photographer is an awesome thing.
Yeah.
What you said about how you look at things differently and see, I mean, it really is. I love to travel and stuff, and I love to be able to take photographs. But because we're photographers, I think we're also looking for different things.
Yeah.
You know, like we instead of just going, wow, that's a really tall building, we're admiring the architecture, and we're looking at the light on the building, and we're looking at all these other layers of things that make it more interesting than just, hey, that's a cool building.
Can you pull up that reflection shot?
Sure.
Quickly?
This is a great shot.
I've seen a million pictures of, like, it was New York City, was it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I've seen a million pictures of New York City looking up, you know, but Trey's a photographer, and I don't know that a non-photographer would see this. You know, we could analyze this picture, every Ansel Adams picture, but the way the buildings are framed in the mirror and the perspective, and he embraced the distortion there, I mean, this is really
that is a killer photo.
It's a killer shot that a non-photographer might not have gotten. So I love it.
It's pretty simple, and it is nice to walk around and see stuff. And I know everyone in your audience, they see things that other people don't see. They see things the muggles don't see. And
the muggles?
The muggles.
Must be a
the
New
non-artist.
Zealand.
Oh, is that the name for a non-artist?
That's what I call them. It's
Muggles?
kind of a playful name. Yeah. Why not?
Playful.
But
I think it's racist.
But we were looking at all the nuances there, just like we were talking about Blackbird before. If you're listening with headphones, you could hear Paul McCartney sliding on the strings, right? His hands going over the wound. So a non-photographer, probably a non-musician, might be saying, what's Rick talking about? So I think being a photographer gives you a better appreciation for seeing and all the beauty around you, you know.
And the beauty of nylon strings.
And the beauty of nylon strings, right? Stephen Glema, our friend Stephen Glema, he always used those. But
he's a very good musician, Steve.
Steve is a very good singer, songwriter, and is very, very talented.
You know, I think all these creatives, whether musicians or photographers or any creative pursuit, we're all pretty peaceful people, and I think, and happy. And I think the reason for that is that photography for me is sort of a sideways meditation. And my biggest piece of advice, like I think the greatest creative gift that you give to yourself is to let go of yourself and not take yourself seriously at all. And take more photos, because as you take photos, you're being very present, very conscious. You're not worried about going to the grocery store. You're not worried about something you did in the past. And the more time we all spend being present together, the better it is for our own hearts, the more we can create, and it helps out everyone around us. So this is, and you might notice people that take themselves pretty seriously or have a big ego, they have a lot of problems in their life. Things are always bothering them. Imagine going all day and not letting anything bother you.
And there's a difference, I think, between taking yourself seriously and taking your work. Like you and all the KelbyOne instructors, they take their work very seriously, but I don't think
themselves now.
So I'm going to have to tone this down for your audience, but along those lines, this is why I love Trey. I think we have so much in common. I have a sign over my desk, so I'm toning it down. The sign over my desk, you know, because I have the followers in the books, the classes, it says, "Don't believe your own PR." So you know what I'm saying? And you can't believe your own PR, right? If you then, I got the millions of followers, I got this, I got that. You can't believe your own PR. So don't take listen to what Trey's saying. Don't take yourself too seriously, but take your work serious.
Yeah, I almost think of it taking my play seriously, because of course we don't see any difference between our work and our play.
Right, that's true.
You know what I love about photography, because you're bringing this up, is like I have a lot of stuff I have to do at work, right? I'm always thinking about work, whether I'm at home or whatever. I have the things. There are certain times in my life where I completely forget about work. Those times are when I'm doing something that is hard or is really fun. When I put a camera to my eye, all I'm thinking about is I'm thinking about the composition and the light and all these other things, and I'm not thinking about any of the other stuff. Like and that's why I love like to travel with my family. When I go someplace, like even if we just go to like Disney World or Universal Studios, when I'm doing that, I can completely forget about work. When we go on vacation, I used to work on vacation, and years ago I just stopped. And on vacation, I go so far deep into the not work, and I love those opportunities. And I think it's one of the things I love about photography and about golf. Now, I will tell you this, I'm a horrendous golfer. I could not be worse. But I don't know if you've ever tried to play golf. It's the hardest thing in the world. It is like trying to stuff toothpaste back into the tube. It's ridiculously hard. It's so hard that I don't think about anything else but golf and then how far I can throw my clubs. Because that's kind of the experience of golf. You hit a couple of balls and then you go, I'm going to take this whole thing and throw it in the lake. Where's the closest lake? And you want to make sure that the lake is deep enough that your clubs don't come back up and you play another hole. But it is one of the things that when I get into the photography, I forget about work. I forget about any other worries I have. I forget about having to wear a headset microphone where you guys have really nice microphones. And all I do is just think about, I love like getting away into it.
Well, we have to play golf because Susan plays golf too.
I don't play golf.
But let me ask you a
clubs.
question. Can people become better photographers watching the KelbyOne classes?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Can people become better photographers watching all the millions of things you do on Stuck in Customs?
Sure. I hope so.
So here's the question. Golf is the only thing that the more lessons you take, the worse you can get.
You're absolutely right. Because as soon as you start to realize what you're trying to do, you go straight down the hole. You're like you're bending your arm, and you're just like, I'm not going to bend my arm, and your shots go 4 yards. It's just unbelievable. You're right. The more you
take, the worse you get.
Anyway, so our topic today, I don't know if this is all kind of wrapping into our topic, which is how to get motivated and stay inspired. I think we've been talking a bit about the inspiration part, but I would like to ask you both if we can just start. So Rick, first off, how do you get motivated? Because a lot of photographers, they get stuck. They get in a rut, and this happens to me quite a bit, where I don't feel like I'm making any progress at all. I feel like I'm just pretty much shooting the same shots I've always shot. And I push through it because I've had these hills and valleys, and I know that if I'm stuck here, that if I stay at it and but sometimes it is getting inspired or motivated that gets you out of that rut. What do you do to get motivated in the first place?
Well, first of all, about that rut, I say being a photographer is kind of like being on a roller coaster. Right? The highs are high, The lows are lows.
The lows are low.
But would you rather be on a roller coaster or a merry-go-round?
He's done this before.
I've done this before.
That's a
So
trick question.
you want to be. I think you want to be, have that excitement in your life. But how do you get motivated? I think the first thing actually is being healthy. I met the head of the we were at the largest Buddhist temple in the United States, where you've been invited to.
In Long Island?
And no, it's in Westchester, not too
Westchester,
far.
okay.
So you have to come and Trey, maybe you come, we come together, do a shoot there. I meet the head of the Buddhist Association of the United States there. And I say to him, because we're talking, I say, what's the most important thing in Buddhism? And he said, being healthy. He said, if you're not healthy, you can't do anything else. If you have an ache, if you're tired, you can't do anything. So I try to stay as healthy as possible. So I think that's one way. That's the start, I think, of getting motivated and staying inspired. If you get up and you're tired, you have a hangover, you're not going to be motivated and inspired. Okay. But another way in this next picture, I think, is copying the work of other artists. This is in one of my KelbyOne classes. I tried to copy Vermeer's Girl with the Pearl Earring. And first of all, I have to give KelbyOne instructor Frank Dorhoff a big thank you, because his expression about lighting. If you think you need 2 lights, use one light. If you think you need 3 lights, use 1 light. So this is just a 1 light, so speed light shot in a softbox. So I was trying to capture not only the shadows, but I was trying to get, I don't know if we can't zoom in on it, but I was trying to get the catch light in exactly the same place. So this is my friend's daughter. So we bought the props and stuff like that. So I think, borrowing ideas. There's a great book out called Steal Like an Artist. And it starts out with this quote by Salvador Dali: "Those who do not want to imitate anything produce nothing." So I think people who look at Trey's amazing shots from Burning Man, they might be inspired to go there, say, hey, I'm going to try to copy that and maybe use the presets and try to get that. So I think once we can, get good at our craft, maybe by following the work of others, we could, continue to get motivated.
Hey, do you know about Glenn Lewis's book?
Yes, I saw that. I saw that.
What is it? How to Steal Like a Photographer?
How to Steal Like a Photographer.
How to Steal Like a Photographer. And he breaks down other photographers' looks and teaches you how to get that. Great book. Let's see, where were we?
Trey's going to talk about getting
motivation.
Inspired, I think.
How to get motivated. Well, I have a few thoughts on this, because I'm always motivated. I wonder why. And I think one reason is that I read a lot of books that have nothing to do with photography, and it gives you ideas. And I know, like, a lot of photographers just tend to read just photography books or go to photography forums and got tunnel vision, and that can kind of mess with your head a little bit much. But most of my inspiration comes from the outside, from reading anything from philosophy to anthropology to science. It just makes you see how the world is put together in a different way. And when you see how the world is put together in this other way, not through the lens of a photographer, it really inspires you to get photos in a different way. I was reading this one poem, and it kind of described what you should be if you're going to be a fully creative human. And it's very simple. Just follow these 3 rules. And I try to follow these 3 rules. One is to be alert. Just be very alert at everything that's going on around you. The second thing is to be astonished. Okay? Because when you're alert, you can be astonished by the smallest things. And I know all photographers have had this. You might be just sitting in a dark room and there's some light coming through the curtain and you're just looking at the angle. You're like, wow, that's pretty cool, right? So it doesn't mean you have to be astonished by big things. You can be astonished by tiny little vibrations that you see because you're alert. And the third thing is to share it with everybody. That's the last thing to do, right? Because when you do these things, you take photos, you're just happy to share in a non-egoistic way. It's just like a little kid making a drawing and running around the house and showing everybody. So this is, and of course, I think this is what the 3 of us do. We're alert, we're astonished, amazed by things, and we share it with everyone because we're excited about it.
Well, I'm astonished, and I share the alert part. No, but that's great. I have a poem that's similar to that. So there once was a man from Nantucket.
Ooh, I like that.
No, that's not. I probably shouldn't tell that one. No, but that's great, and that is a wonderful way to look at it. Good. By the way, I love the way you look at stuff. You have a really interesting outlook on life, I think, just in general. So I know that one day, I know that you're famous for your photography, but I know one day we're gonna see you doing you're gonna be speaking for some big corporation. You're gonna be doing motivational talks. And who does that? Who's the guy from used to
Hawaii.
be DeWitt Jones? Do you know who DeWitt Jones is?
Yeah.
You're the next DeWitt Jones.
Yeah.
So DeWitt Jones, DeWitt Jones is awesome.
Okay.
He was a National Geographic photographer, but he goes out and these corporations hire him for insane amounts of money, and he basically tells stories about life and about motivation and all this stuff, and he's really, really good, like amazingly good, but he ties it into photography, and he uses photos that he's taken, to make these points. You're the next DeWitt Jones.
Well, I spend a lot of time reading Eckhart Tolle, and he has a book called A New Earth, another one called The Power of Now, and there's another gentleman named Michael Singer who wrote The Untethered Soul. And, these are, breakthroughs that I've had in my creative life. I've only been taking photos for 10 years. I realized it stirred something inside of me. I was always meant to do something creative. And then I started doing yoga and meditation, reading these books, and then it has all come together, and I see it now, and I'm so excited by what I've seen. I want everyone to experience this also.
That's cool. That's very cool.
I think the sharing part is so important. Some people don't want to share. I go on a website and it says, if you enter this site and download a picture, it's $250,000 fine and a big copyright symbol over it. Right? You've seen this, right?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Hey, it's break time. We have some comments coming in. Oh, there it is. Dave Clayton. Hi, Dave.
Hey, Dave.
Hi, Dave. Everybody loves Dave. Dave says the name of the book is Photographed Like a Thief. Not. Oh. It's based on the same idea, but sorry. Yeah. And then Mark Rodriguez says Glenn's book is awesome, which it is. Yes. And Suzanne says, I just copied one of Scott's pics. Thank you. I am honored. Thank you very, very much. Thanks. And Doc Chevalier says, what a great quote from Trey. Yeah, let go of yourself. Wow, on so many levels. All right. Good. And then Rose Kieran. Rose is up early. Rose is in New Zealand. What time is it in New Zealand? Anybody live in New Zealand? Oh, you do. What time is it in New Zealand?
Oh, gosh.
Doesn't it on your Apple Watch or something?
It's got to be 1 p.m.
No, Rose has to get up early.
10 p.m. or 10 a.m. I don't know.
It's early.
We'll let you know when we come back.
We'll let you know when we come back. We're just going to look it up. But Rose says, she's talking to the other Jen, and she says, you get inspired. Well, let's read the other Jen. Jen says, what I'd love to hear is how to stay inspired when you don't get to go to new and interesting places. And Rose answers back to the other Jen, you get inspired by watching and looking at other people's photos, and by being a KelbyOne member, you will get inspired to make interesting photos no matter where you are. Well, Rose, we're always going to read that. Thank you for saying that. And we've got some more comments. Oh, here's one from Johan. He says, that's what I like about people like Glenn Dewis and Dave Clayton. Besides them being great teachers, they take their work very seriously, but they can always fool around making jokes and not taking themselves very seriously. So, Johan, my job at KelbyOne is to find great instructors, and it is been my core gig since I've been here. Of course, I do teach, right? But for as long as we've been doing this, since the 90s, right? I've gotten to hire people from Photoshop World. I'm the conference chair, and I always try to find people that are in it for the right reasons. People that, because there's a lot of really great photographers out there. There's just so many, but people like Glenn and people like Dave Clayton, they fall into that. Great artists love what they do, take their work seriously, but love people. They love life, and they're doing it because the love of it. They're very much like what Trey is describing there. Is how important the sharing is to that. And if you ever meet Glenn or you ever meet Dave on the street and all, the nicest, most genuine, most real guys you'd ever want to meet. They're people, you just meet them and you feel like you've known them forever. They're really, really good people. And but I think that we tried to do that. And so what Rose said about KelbyOne, which is very, very nice, but it is we all, and I don't just do it myself. We have other people here that help discover new talent, like Jen. And everybody from our marketing department to DCATS. Oh, you don't know about DCATS? Yeah, that's Eric Kuna's stage name.
DCATS.
DCATS stands for Disney Cruise, Amazon, Tesla, and SpaceX. Those are the topics he speaks about. DCATS. But same thing. Eric will come with ideas and stuff. And one of the things we always look about for people is Are they doing it for the right reason?
Yeah,
are they teachers because they love it and all? And that's, look at the guys we have here today, right? It is very important for us to have the right kind of people, because at the core of it, the reason you do it is as important as that you do it. And on that note, we're going to read real quickly the quote of the day, and then we'll go to break. Because we have the Twitter quote of the day, and I'd just like to share it with you in a tender moment. I'm loading my Twitter page so I can read it accurately. Click on my picture. Here we go. Tweet of the day from Rick Sammon. Lie in the penguin poop. To which Trey Ratcliff responded, hey, we've all been there.
Hey, let's let Trey. Remember you did that with you read with an accent. You read your bad book reviews. It was so funny.
All right.
Can you read this with your?
You have to read the last line too.
You could read this with your.
Here we go.
Sure.
We hate to put you on the
spot.
spot.
So when he says the last word, Juan, just take us up, fade to black, and then go to some gratuitous commercial about KelbyOne. Okay. Here we go.
He's talking about this. Yeah. You know, I got a lot of haters out there. It doesn't bother me at all.
We were talking about that last night. Remember?
Yep.
Yeah. But anyway, and they leave like the meanest book reviews.
Yeah.
They're like, it says way more about. So I did like a really dramatic reading.
Dramatic
reading. Like it's the most important thing they ever said.
Like when Charlton Heston read the rap lyrics.
Yeah,
like.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Tweet of the day from Rick Sammon. Lie in the penguin poop. To which Trey Ratcliff responded, hey, we've all been there. Words to live by.
All right, the posse.
And woo! There goes the jib, but nothing. Yeah. Nothing. Juan, that was beautiful. It was wasted.
Wait, there we go.
Wasted, Juan. We'll be right back. He'll go away. Maybe Juan will go down with it now. I don't know. He doesn't like going down. He only likes going up. Yeah, it's like,
Hey, Rick Sammon here. Thanks for joining me. I hope you can really check out my latest class here, my 14th class here on KelbyOne. It's called 20 Time Proven Rules of Composition. Now, before you write me the email, oh, Rick, there are no rules. That's true. These are really recommendations. You'll learn how to break the rules. You'll also learn about some of my photo philosophies. But when it comes down to it, remember that composition really is the strongest way of seeing. So again, I hope you enjoy the class. I'm Rick Sammon. I'll see you online.
I'm Amanda Powell, and I'm a wedding photographer out of Sarasota, Florida. One thing that captured my attention when I first discovered KelbyOne's website was the array of professionals that they use to teach the photography. Each individual class was extremely organized. It was from start to finish. I feel comfortable with the photographers that they support. For me, it's a relationship. You establish them and they last a lifetime.
In this class, we are going to talk about color spaces, basic color theory, and I'm going to show you what's the difference between color correction and color grading. I'm Victor Fayesh. Check out my class exclusively on KelbyOne.com.
This segment of The Grid is brought to you by B&H Photo, the professional source since 1973.
Hey, we're back, everybody, and look at that beautiful jib movement from top to bottom, clean as a whisper. Glad to have you guys here. Hey, we want to give a special shout out to Don Carter. Don is the president of the North American Nature Photography Association, and they have a big event coming up in May in Jackson Hole, right?
Yeah, I'm so happy to I'm honored to be there. I'm honored to be here, and they're going to have some of the best nature, wildlife, landscape photographers there. I'm going to be teaching some seminars for Canon, and some seminars, some field trips. Grand Tetons, if you haven't been there, just an amazing, amazing place to photograph. So I'm super excited.
Next May of 2018?
Yeah, the dates actually are May. It's on my website. If you just go ricksammon.com, it's on the homepage. May 20th to 22nd. So I definitely want to thank Don Carter for inviting me there.
There you go. All righty. Hey, I asked Trey on the break here. I'm like, hey, Trey, can you show some more pictures? Hey, Rick, can you get some pictures ready?
Yeah, I got some pictures. I'm ready.
All right, because you know what? Honestly, just seeing these guys' pictures, that's one that gets me motivated and inspired, just looking at your guys' work. So, Trey, can you
Sure. I'm going to show you something kind of tricky, and this is actually why I'm here with you over the next few days. I'm doing 2 courses. I'm doing one on Aurora HDR 2018 and one on this thing, Plotograph. Okay, full disclosure, I'm part owner in this thing, but I would use it even if I didn't, okay? So what this allows you to do is take any still photo and animate it. So anything with organic matter.
Look at that.
It's really fun.
amazing.
It's really easy. There's a web version and there's an iPad, iPhone version. Here, I'll show you a few others.
My wife Kleber uses like literally every day she's on the phone version of it, and I'm amazed at the stuff.
Here's another one. Again, this is a still photo taken with a quadcopter, and you just move the clouds around really easily.
Hey, what do you have, a Phantom 4?
Yeah, I got a Phantom 4. I love that thing. It's great, isn't it? Here, let me show you one with a dress, because I think it'd be great for like wedding photographers.
This is ridiculous. Look, watch this.
Okay.
This is from a still photo.
Yeah, so you can take any still photo you've taken your entire life and go back and animate it. So you can see the clouds are moving one way,
and the
hair's moving around. Yeah, girls love this stuff.
That is ridiculous.
And here's one with fire. Be the last example I show. But yeah, it's been doing really well in the App Store.
That's that statue you were showing us earlier.
Yeah. Right.
You were just showing the feet, right? And they're huge. How tall is that thing? 40 feet? 50 feet?
Oh, God, I don't know. It might be about 35 feet. And it stands alone. There's no strings holding it up. It's totally balanced in sandstorms and everything. I don't know how they did it. But yeah, it's a really fun tool. So, I mean, of course, I recommend it. But, you know, there's not a lot of new stuff with photography. And I kind of like it because it kind of feels like it's between those Harry Potter photos that kind of move. And I think one reason perhaps I'm attracted to it, here's a picture. This is my backyard in New Zealand.
That's your backyard, huh? That's really nice. Well, that's like mine too.
And see the grass moving down there? Isn't that wicked?
Oh, that's cool.
So I think like people's brains don't exactly remember JPEGs. The way our memory works is you remember moments and a little bit of movement. So there's something just sort of engaging about this to me. I can't quite figure it out.
I can just go, wow.
Yeah.
I don't even begin to understand how it works. Kleber does because she does it all the time.
Yeah,
but
well, that's why I'm making a course on it.
Well, there you go.
For your great KelbyOne members.
All right. Well,
that's bring them the goods.
It would take the goods. It would take a long time to make a time lapse like that, like half hour, right?
Oh yeah, and
now you could just
the other bad thing about time lapses or cinemagraphs is you often can't see the loop. Right? Yeah. You see where it loops. And here, you can watch it forever and you won't see the loop.
You know, that's what I was watching earlier, where I was trying to see where it loops. Hey,
you won't see it.
These are not time lapses. These are Trey lapses.
I like that.
I coined that. Registered trademark.
Yeah,
2018.
It's fun.
17, whatever this is.
Fun, and easy. They take like
so
2 minutes
Martin
to do
is asking, what's the name of this app? It's Plotograph, right?
Plotograph, that's right.
I've been mispronouncing it always. It's Plotograph. And Alex Corbett says, I am sold, Trey. How much does it cost?
Well, there are different versions. There is the web one that costs 20 or 30 a month. And there's a lighter iPad version that only costs $5, or iPhone version costs $5.
Just $5 flat?
Yeah.
Good.
Just $5 flat. That's it.
Nice.
The web one can do a lot more, of course, but yeah, you can dip your toe in the water with your iPad.
That's crazy.
Cool. Upgrade to the Pro one later if you like.
All right, Tom S says, is there a discount code for those watching?
I will see if I can tell you
it's probably the same code that I got on my presets earlier, which is no, there's probably not. Let's just put it at that.
I'll see what I can do.
Antonello says, Scott, your guests are always top. My first book about photography was A World in HDR. Great job, Trey, he says. And guess what was my last? Creative visualization for photographers. Wonderful job, Rick Sammon, Global Explorer.
Nice. Thank you.
It was a nice crowd today.
Yeah, very nice.
So friendly.
Hey, Claudia says, the new Earth book is the book which changed my life. Yoga inspires me too with my photography.
All right, Claudia.
All right, we got the great crew here today. Mark Rodriguez. Now, Mark is, I don't know if you're familiar with Mark's work, but Mark is an amazing photographer, Photoshop guy, digital artist, and just creepy guy. Just very creepy.
I like the last
one.
Yeah.
And what's amazing is if you meet Mark in person, he's the nicest guy, but his work, you cannot look at it after 6 p.m. because it's absolutely terrifying. If you look at it, if you look at any of Mark's portfolio after midnight, you just begin screaming. It's the most terrifying stuff you've ever seen. But he's brilliant, which is weird, brilliant, and scary at the same time. It's a balancing act. Mark says, Sharing what you know only makes you stronger as a photographer. At least for me, I think it does. When you talk through what you know, explaining it to others, you suddenly realize how much you know or don't know. Plus, I love helping others and seeing them grow as photographic artists as well.
Great. Nicely said.
Mark is a really, really great artist and a great guy. And Jared says something which we will always read. Jared says, KelbyOne is the reason why I am where I am. I owe everything to Scott and the crew at KelbyOne. Thank you very much, Jared. Very, very kind. All right. Rose says, yes, I get up at 5:45 to watch the special members webcast. It is now 8:45. Okay. Thank you, Rose. Thanks very much. It was fun having you on the show today. Rose teaches music. Come on. Yes, she does. Yes, she does. Yeah. All right. And Will Taylor says, Plotograph seems awesome and game-changing.
Yeah, when I put this stuff out there, it gets about 10 to 20 times the social engagement as people are trying to figure it out. And it's just nice to see it move. I don't know.
Well, you know what it is? I think a few minutes ago you said it. There hasn't been a lot of new stuff in photography for a while, right? HDR's old. You know, it's been around. How long has H been around? 10 years? 10 years. 12 years? How long have Pano's been around? I mean, Pano's, you used to be able to buy panographic cameras?
I had one. I took one to
right? It had multiple lenses, right? So those have been around for a while. There's not a lot of new stuff in photography. Photographs are new.
Yeah, it seems to be really resonating with photographers too, which we're worried about because I'm used to dealing with very traditional photographers, right? That complained about HDR and a rich use of color and like, how dare you do these things? That's not. They're always very ready to tell you what is photography and what is not photography. And so a few of these people are coming out.
New quote of the day.
Yeah. What is photography? What is not?
Yeah. And so I expected a lot of backlash, like a photo's not supposed to move. This is just a hack or something. But I haven't heard much of that. It hit #1 in the App Store under photography.
That's cool.
Like 170K downloads. People are loving it, and I'm glad people are enjoying it. It's great. We should pop out some of Rick's photos here.
Go ahead.
He's got a whole hard drive.
I'm working on the tweet.
Okay, well, you're working on the tweet. If we could just go here. Yeah, we talked about getting motivated and staying inspired. I think one way to get motivated and stay inspired is to go back to the same place again and again and again and challenge yourself. Say, I'm going to take a different picture every time. This is the new Croton Dam, not too far from our house in Croton on Hudson, New York. And Susan is watching. She said to say hi to both of you guys. But anyway, so we could go to Angkor Wat to get motivated. We go to Africa to get motivated. But I like going to the dam in different weather conditions, shooting from different angles, shooting some HDR.
No, this is right near your house.
This is about 5 minutes from, this is my backyard.
Okay, but can I say something, though?
What?
You and Trey live in a bubble, okay? Seriously, Trey lives in New Zealand. Trey, I've actually been to Trey's house in New Zealand. Trey lives in about the most magical little field of love. I mean, no wonder you're so happy and you're like connected. Trey lives in like the perfect place in the world, right? It's just amazing. Like animals come and eat out of his hand. It's crazy, right? So it really is. I mean, his view is just, it's insane. Then you have Rick Sammon, who 5 minutes from his house has not just a waterfall, but like this amazing place that you can shoot from so many different angles. Yeah. So you guys are disqualified from it's 5 minutes from my house. This is my backyard. That's baloney. If I show you a picture of my backyard, you'd be like, oh, dude, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I go, look what's 5 minutes from my house. It's a highway. Oh, look what's 5 minutes. You know, I'm not kidding. On my drive to work, I go by literally the sewage treatment plant. That's what's 5 minutes from my house. Sewage treatment plant. Here, he's got unicorns in his freaking backyard. Rick's got, oh, look at this waterfall down the street. And go ahead back to show your stuff.
No, there's just a couple of different shots. So I go to.
Are the horses near? Are they?
Well, they're not near my house, but you know, Trey said this. This is in Provence. You know that. You know, he's a happy person, and I feel, you know, if you're having fun, if you make it fun for others, everyone's going to have like a good time. So, you know, a war photographer probably doesn't have this philosophy, but I try to make it fun, and my philosophy is if you're not having fun, I'm sure you guys agree, if you're not having fun, you're doing something wrong, right?
Yep.
Could that be a quote for the day, or you have enough quotes for the day?
No, it has to be a little more salacious than that.
Okay.
That's like a, what do you call it, a meme?
Yeah.
It's a meme. We need something like some of the naughty stuff you were saying earlier, like where you didn't want to say the cuss word, but you kind of said it anyway. Then
well, next time I'll come.
Look at that, you're very powerful.
A little more.
Give you some electrons here.
A little more.
All right.
prepared.
Hey, well, we're over time. No,
Okay.
wait. Yeah, we're over time. I have to look at the clock to see if it's counting up or counting down.
Yep.
It's counting up. That means we're over by 3 minutes and 39 seconds. All right. So really quickly, I'm just going to go through a couple of comments and we're going to wrap it up. But I do want to mention where you can go to win our prizes. Now, for those of you who tuned in late, we have a super mega prize. Can we get the super mega prize? Just yes, now you're like part of the show.
Okay.
But we'll only see your hands, and it looks like you washed them in Dove. No, what is this? We are giving away my own Black Star practice amp right here. Juan is running, leaping to the other camera. Watch any second now. There it is.
Goes.
My Black Star, this is the one that's been on my desk for the last year, and it's in pristine condition. It has many different effects and different settings, from clean to super mega crazy distorted. It is, I would say this gift probably needs to be US only. I will sign it on the bottom. And you notice they actually care how the bottom looks. Did you see? Sorry. You have to watch last week's show. All right. So Audrey Tucker says, I'm delaying evacuation just to see the grid.
And she's here. Audrey and Guy Tucker. My friends Audrey.
They're here. Oh my gosh. It's not worth it. It really, you've been here. Now. It's not worth it. All right. Alan Potts says, great to see Rick and his classes. They are the best thing about KelbyOne. And okay, Scots aren't bad either. Thanks for throwing me a bone there. Hey, Scott Bourne says, hey,
Scott
gang.
Bourne, hey, Scott.
Dry. Stay dry. Well, thank you, Scott. Hey, can I tell you something about Scott Bourne? Awesome guy. But first, Scott Bourne is doing a brand new series for us. It's a podcast just for KelbyOne members, and he's interviewing KelbyOne instructors so people will know, like we have a lot of new instructors. Like, for example, we have Elena Shumilova, hopefully coming in from Russia, but she would be flying into Hurricane Central on Sunday. Probably not. But when she gets here, whenever that is, it was supposed to be Sunday. So Scott would do an interview with her, so our members get to know, all about her gear and about her, and, all that kind of stuff. And we're doing different things. We're doing different kinds of interviews to help people know more about our instructors, because really, at the end of the day, that's what KelbyOne is all about, is the people that teach here, right? I think it's a really special group of people. And so we're doing different things to reveal different sides of them: the business side, the artistic side, and the personal side. So so Scott's working on kind of the businessy side. So
he's a great bird photographer, by the way.
He is. I was looking at some of his stuff the other day, and he's got some great workshops coming up. So make sure you're following him on Scott Bourne. Make sure you're following him on Twitter, because he's very, very active on Twitter. I follow him there. But anyway, we're excited to have Scott.
He's a patient guy. Anyone that's a bird photographer is a patient man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Jock's photo. So Jock is from Hawaii. We know Jock. Hi, Jock. Jock says, I heard Burning Man had strict copyrights on all the art creations. Can you comment on that? You don't really care because it's editorial what you're doing.
Yeah, I don't really care.
It doesn't require copyright if it's editorial use.
And so far, I haven't sold any yet. I just do it for my own inspiration, and I give them back to the community. It's sort of my gift to the other 70,000 people.
There you go.
So, I mean, my heart's in the right spot, and they never bothered me. I'm technically media, and they technically own all the photos. I do have a bit of a cognitive problem with that, but I'll deal with that another time.
Right. Yeah. But just so it's clear, if you're not using them for commercial purposes, if you're using them for editorial, if you're going, here's my trip to there, and here's what I did, and you're not selling them for an advertisement, you're not using them on the cover of something that you're trying to sell or something, that's a whole different set of rules applied to editorial use versus commercial use. Let's see. So Melanie Kern-Favilla, who is the woman who has this beautiful images that you're going to go see in the gallery in a few minutes, says, Trey Ratcliff was an inspiration to me back in 2009 when he was doing his funky HDR work. And Rick, well, Rick is a legend.
Legend Rick.
When you're as old as I am, you'll be a legend too.
And you know what's interesting? You can't tell it because he looks so damn good. Rick is 89.
Almost.
But he looks, I swear, he looks so much younger.
It's staying healthy. It's a Trey Ratcliff approach, right?
It's staying healthy, and he does a lot of drinking. A lot.
Of water.
Of water. There
So
you go. In our grid cups. Shall we, gentlemen?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Let's enjoy our
Kampai.
grid water.
Salute.
And that other word.
Never drink around computers, by the way.
Here we go. Never drink around computers.
That's vodka.
So Tim says, this is the first ever live grid, and I show up late to hear about lying and poop. Yes, Tim,
That's
you
good,
missed
Tim.
you missed some touching moments there.
Yeah.
And
It's
hey,
penguin poop.
I mentioned we were going to do the giveaways. Let me tell you where to go to the giveaways, because that's the only reason why you're watching this long. Go to KelbyOne.com/contest, I think. There you go. KelbyOne.com, right? Is that it, Jen? KelbyOne.com/contest. And just give us your name and tell us what you want to win. It's really, really important that you tell us what you want to win, because we're not going to send you just a random prize. You have to say, I want the amp. And the amp comes with not one, but two official grid guitar picks. So they go with it. Rick's got his too. And we also, the Lens Pro to go. If you're in the U.S., don't get it. I'm going to give away my D-Drum t-shirt. Not really. All right. We're going to give away a Platypod Ultra. You can be like Trey, who has one, and Rick, who has one.
Yay.
And then a Platypod Max. We're going to give away that as well. We have a copy of the greatest book written in the history of aviation photography. Takeoff, right here. Brand new, brand spanking new. So new, Moose doesn't even have a copy. I kid you not. He's really kind of cranked about it, too. Anyway, but here we go. People got theirs on Monday. They sold out of Amazon already. But you can get one sent to you for free. Doesn't matter where you are in the world, because we're loose with money, because we use Rick Sammon's FedEx number. All right, so we're giving away all this stuff and the amp. Just let us know what you want to win. That's really, really important. Okay, what else? Maria wants to know, how do you buy presets? Go to stuckincustoms.com. There apparently appears to be a very, very good selection of them. And no, forget the thing that says discount code. Apparently... You know, go to Google and type in Stuck in Customs discount code. I'll bet you there is one out there.
Actually, I'm going to make a discount code right now. Type in penguin poop, and you'll get 10% off.
Good.
Oh, I'm doing that. I haven't checked out yet. Mine's still in the store.
Well, hold on. I got to talk to Stu. Give me 5 minutes to set it
All
up.
right. Okay? Penguin poop is the code to get 10% off.
One word.
Good. This made it worthwhile, I think, for everyone.
Dude, this so made it worthwhile. The penguin poop was really... Yeah. You're lying in penguin poop. All right, penguin poop is the code. Boy, someone at your office is going to go, dude, you're hitting the mushrooms, aren't you? All right, so I'm going to read a couple more. I'll have to skip this one for Trey while he's doing that. Crystal says, hi, guys. Scott, I went to the Apple store after your show last week, and I understand now. I'm making the switch from PC to Mac. Well, welcome aboard, Crystal. Hey, I'm not going to say anything, but I just want to show you something. Give me 2 seconds to bring this up on screen. Because, the wonderful Rob Sylvan, who I dearly love, Rob. Yeah. Rob writes on Wednesday on my blog, Lightroom Killer Tips. He does it. Now, Rob uses a PC. Now, Rob is a crazy smart, big giant brain guy. So I could see him on a PC. Now, there's an artistic side to him too, but he's a big giant brain guy. Big giant brain people love PCs. He did a screen capture of the template editor. And so last week we were talking about why the question was posed to us, and this is going to make you maybe watch last week's show. The topic was, why do so many pro photographers use Macs versus PCs? And someone posed that question to me. I was going to write it back on Facebook, but we did the show about it. And one of the things that people make a joke to me about is I always talk about, after the big reason, which I don't want to spoil that if you haven't watched it, but I always talk about the font. I go, Apple's font and like the design of the OS. It sounds like a simple thing. And people are like, that's stupid. It's like, it can't be the font. Now, take a look. I'm going to have to go on, I'll go on Control Room 2 real quick. I'll throw whoever's off. I hope I just threw Rick off. That's okay. And I took a screen capture of Rob's PC thing on the left versus the Mac, exact same screen on the Mac on the right. The one on the left looks like a screen that you would see in a Soviet spaceship. It's like, it's very utility. There was no thought into making that thing on the left look good, right? No one said, hey, the font looks stupid. The highlights don't look very good. It was like, look, we're making a Soviet spacecraft. It just has to go up to the space station and come back. On the other one said, it's like SpaceX. It has to be functional, but can it look good too?
Yeah.
And when it looks good, and it's not just one thing, it's a bunch of things. You have to go watch last week's show. But some people so didn't get it. Some people so just did not get it. And some people like Crystal did get it, and welcome aboard. So anyway, Alex Corbett says, best discount code ever.
Yeah, thanks.
Penguin Poop. Let me know. I'm still my thing's still holding in the cart because I want to get that 10%. Nicole asks, Trey, do you have a trick to culling your images?
Yes, I do. And I'm sure, I mean, ask you this, but I'm sure you have some kind of workflow stuff at KelbyOne. I have one on my site about Lightroom workflow. I use Lightroom. I'll give you the quick 45-second description of how I do it, okay? I'm going to rapid fire here. Okay, so for Burning Man, I took 18,000 photos, got them all into Lightroom. I made them all yellow, okay? I use smart collections. Yellow means caution. I don't know if it's any good, all right? Then what I do is I start going through all the yellow ones, and if I think it has potential, I make it green, because green means go. I'm going to work on it, okay? Then I go through and I pick, so I might come with 400 or 500 green ones, and then I turn everything else red, which means stop, and that goes into the rejected collection. And then later on, I go through the green ones and I start working on those. That's my method.
That's good.
You know what's amazing? Honestly, I use a very, very similar method. I just don't use colors. But I use a very, very similar method.
Use stars or
You know
something?
what I use? No, I use penguin poop.
Oh, wow.
No, I use pick flags and stars in a very specific way. Hey, a couple last comments. Holly says, fun stuff today, guys. Maria says, wonderful show. Thank you very much, and best regards from Canada. Thank you, Maria. One of my all-time favorite guests on the grid of all the people, and you guys are great. Please don't take this wrong.
No, we know.
But my all-time favorite guest, Calibra Kelby, wrote this. She said, this is a quote from Edgar Allan Poe. The quote is, those who dream by day are cognizant of many things which escape those who dream only by night. And I thought Edgar Allan Poe only did creepy stuff like Mark Rodriguez. Hey, that could be a tweet, couldn't it? I thought Edgar Allan Poe only did creepy stuff like Mark Rodriguez. Yeah. That's the third tweet of the day. She said, great photography inspiration can be found in great literature. And she put the little smiley face with a little blush. I love when she uses that one. Anyway, thank you, sweetie.
Women are much better at emoticons, I noticed.
Oh,
They're great.
Oh, Calibra is she buys custom emoticons and stickers and stuff. So you know, our son goes to the University of Alabama, Roll Tide, and we watch the game together. And the best thing about my son going to the University of Alabama, and there are many great things, it's a wonderful school, is that my wife will now watch football. She would not watch, she couldn't care less about football. But let me tell you, she is so into Alabama football, it is terrifying. Like, she knows all the stats, and she's yelling at that was holding, he held. You know, she's yelling and stuff. That's a personal foul. Oh, it made it to the quarterback. She's yelling all this stuff out during the game. And she went from really, I don't care. Now she is all in. She went and bought a special emoticon pack for Alabama.
Really?
And so when the team scores, my son and our phones are lighting up with emoticons you didn't know existed for the University of Alabama.
Okay, so
she's all in.
What you have to get her, Susan has the golf balls with all these symbols on them, the smiley face.
Yeah.
So
that's because you're golfers.
Well, does Calibra play with you or just you?
I don't play.
You said you played golf.
No. I go to a golf course occasionally. I don't know what I do could be called playing. It's a disaster.
We don't keep score.
All right, Jay says, I love the deeper conversation. Matt the Wombat says, I like to limit myself in terms of gear to get motivated. I only shoot at a particular focal length, or I only shoot backlit subjects, or only shoot from a specific angle. I've heard a lot of people do that. They'll say, I'm just going to shoot a 50 today, because it does force you to look at things differently and work. That's a good practice technique. I like that. I don't do it necessarily to be motivated, but I think it's a good practice technique. Let's see. Alan Potts says, 2 best classes on KelbyOne. Rick Sammon's How to Get Motivated in Photography, and Scott's Crush the Composition. Worth the membership just to watch those two. Thank you, Alan. Right. Rose says, it's also good to go to the same place again with other photographers. Right. Look at their shots and wonder why you didn't see the same things as them. Go back again and reshoot. That's having fun. You know what, Rose? I got to tell you, and this is what I love about photo walks, and you do huge photo walks. I think being with other photographers photography is like, there are certain sports. Golf is a social sport. Like, if you have to play golf by yourself, you're a serious, serious golfer. Most people play in a group, a foursome, and it's fun to go with a group of people shooting, right? Same thing with photography. When you're in a group of people, it is so much fun. You know, it's like it's just being around other photographers. So what Rose was saying about, you know, going out and you know, just so that was the only thing I really liked. I used to do a lot of landscape photography, and one day I stopped. I just said, you know, but I loved the act of going to a workshop of landscape photography, because we'd all go out together. You get up early in the morning, and even if the shot stinks, like the sun doesn't come up and it's cold, it's rainy, as soon as the show's over, you go to breakfast. And you just, All right. Piotr says, Edgar Allan Penguin Pooh.
Boy, this show's going to go down in history.
Jen, he's banned. Mark Rodriguez, last comment of the day. So you know how we get cut off? Jen stops putting up comments. She just gets to where you go, you know, you're done. No more comments. Because if you read more comments, you'll keep going. Mark Rodriguez says, I might have to do a Raven-themed photo now, just for you, Scott. Mark Rodriguez and Edgar Allan Penguin Pooh. Well, guys, thank you. Thank you all for putting up with us today. Hey, just a couple quick things. If you're a KelbyOne member, go to your member dashboard. Go to community. Jump in there and you will meet some of the greatest people ever. A guy came on the community this week and said, hey, look, this may be a newbie question. Please don't bomb me or, you know, attack me. And that is the exact opposite. He came in and everybody rushed to welcome him and answer his questions and stuff. I have a vote for the meanest forum anywhere. So I really do think the KelbyOne forum is the most friendly, helpful, awesome people. People like Doc Chevalier in there, Cheeky Nando. I mean, just the greatest, most helpful people. Alexandria. There's so many people that are helpful. Worst, Mavic Pro forum. If you go to the Facebook Mavic Pro groups, they eat their young. A friend of mine sent me a screen capture from it. Somebody who was new asked a very simple question about the gimbal. There were 15 responses. Not a single one was a real response. They were all making fun of him. Every single one. Not a single person ever, to this day, ever answered the question. All they did was make fun of him. That's horrible.
We need a dramatic reading.
You want to go in there. Or do you have a dramatic reading?
No. Trey, he could do a dramatic reading of these comments.
Yeah, the people on the internet are weird, aren't they?
They are.
But anyway,
some people are weird.
If you're a KelbyOne member, go get in the community. Just say anything. Just go, hi, what's up? In fact, there is a hi, what's up thing. But just, you will be surprised at the warm reception that you will get and people that are actually there to help you. Also, we got a new class coming out tomorrow. Every Thursday we come out with a new class. It's called Advanced Photoshop, the Psychology and Science Behind Color Grading. And it's with Victor Fayes. And Victor is amazing, but he's up here. So for you Photoshop sharks, Mark Rodriguez would watch that class and go, oh yeah. And everybody else will be like, I don't know what the hell he's talking about. No, but it is an advanced class, the Psychology and Science Behind Color Grading. It's so, so good. He's brilliant. Victor is absolutely brilliant. All right. I think we've run out of time. We'll get cut off in just a minute from Facebook feed. Our other feed will go on and on and on. Hey, here's one. I'm in Denver this month later. Come on out. All the photographers in Denver will be there. Don't be that one loser that doesn't come out, and then you'll feel bad. And you know what? I could have a special surprise guest. It could be Trey or Rick, but probably not either one. But let's pretend that they will come. And the last comment of the day, and we can read it because Jen put it up after all the others were erased, was from Loopy Bridget. And Trey will read this comment in an inspirational voice. Okay. And then now, can we do this right this time? So when we're done here, he reads the comment, and the last words are chat room. And then Juan takes us out with the jib and a sweeping. Can we do a sweeping? Sweeping as the posse cheers. And then it just fades to black. So, ladies and gentlemen, my wonderful guest, Rick, thank you for being on.
Thank you, man.
You were awesome, as always.
Thank you.
Trey, and by the way, Trey gets extra bonus points. Trey has not slept in like 3 days. He went from Birmingham, drove 12 hours to get to an airport, flew all the way across the country, walked in, looked like he was dead, already did a webcast. He's doing this now. He's still got classes to tape and stuff while he's here. Hardest working man in the world and one of the nicest. Here we go, a dramatic reading from Trey Ratcliff.
The venerable Loopy Bridget says, watching the grid every week keeps me motivated in staying with my photography. I get so inspired listening to Scott and his guests, as well as everyone here in the chat room.
This segment of The Grid is brought to you by Tamron, professional photographic lenses.